ever get kind of like annoyed by that, grainy look in some movies? Like you almost want to try to wipe off your screen.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But what if I told you that noise you're seeing is like totally intentional sometimes?
It's true.
So like, first things first, how are we even seeing this stuff? Cameras and our eyes, they don't just like record light perfectly.
Nope. The way they capture and record light, well, there's this randomness to it, and that's often what shows up as this noise or grain.
So it's like unavoidable.
To some degree, yeah, because of how light particles, actually behave.
Yeah.
The video uses this analogy of like sprinkling sprinkles on a cake. Like you're trying to get it even, but there's always going to be those little variations, right?
Right. Okay, so that makes sense. But then it's like, if everyone sees it as a flaw, why are filmmakers using it on purpose?
Because it can be used to enhance the look of a film, give it a certain style or feeling.
Yeah, so we're talking like artistic choice now.
Exactly. And one of the biggest factors, technically speaking, is something called ISO.
Okay.
So higher ISO, that lets you film in low light, which is great, but it also makes the noise more noticeable. And filmmakers, they use that to their advantage. Imagine like a dark, gritty film noir scene.
Okay, yeah.
That grainy look, which they might even emphasize, adds to that whole mood,
Wow. Never thought of it that way.
It can even be used to make films look like they were shot on older film stuff.
Which makes sense. Now that you mention it, tons of movies do that, like to feel more vintage or whatever.
Exactly.
But what about all those super sharp, like ridiculously perfect videos, those tech demos and stuff? So you're saying a little noise might actually mean the overall image is better?
In some cases, yeah.
And the video, like going too crazy with those noise reduction settings on our TVs, right?
Yeah, they said it can create this like artificial wax museum.
And that's what makes this stuff so cool. Until next time, folks.